Good evening, everyone. I'm at a friend's house at the moment, but I'm going to make a video anyway. Today I'm going to talk about my battle to keep in shape. See, I'm lucky enough to have a metabolism that's fairly fast, so I don't put on weight under normal circumstances. In the past, when I've tried to bulk up and try to put on muscle, I will eat double what I normally would. So I remember back in Australia, I would have a big breakfast, and then maybe 2 hours later, 10 o'clock, I would have a sandwich, and for lunch I'd eat an entire pizza. Then in the afternoon I would have 2 chicken burgers, and for then a huge dinner, and then dessert, and sometimes a snack before bed. Meanwhile, I'll be working out, push-ups and running, and the first time I tried this, after a week, I had lost 3 kilos. Even though I was eating 2 to 3 times as much as I normally would. And just this weekend, I survived Thanksgiving, which is a strange American tradition in which they eat and eat and eat until they're nearly dead. And I think it was just a trap to lure non-Americans into their home and feed them until they explode. See, it's an interesting strategy to deal with immigration, I imagine. But it was my first. It is the first time I've had to eat for 5 nights in a row my body weight in one sitting. And though I have not put on weight from it, I have developed a little fleshy pouch around my midsection, and I resolved yesterday to go running to deal with this. So I got into my joggers and I left my room at the school, and I ran around the pépinière. I made it for about 1/3 of the distance I normally would. So I don't know if I've put on weight or gotten any fatter, but I definitely got less fit in one weekend. So I don't know what that means for the dangers of food consumption, but I just know that I will be avoiding Thanksgiving in the future. Other efforts I make to stay fit? Well, I used to do sport. I used to do fencing and boxing, but I don't do that anymore because I don't know where to go, and that costs money, and money is something I don't have. So I'll just have to be happy with running around, doing push-ups and crunches. And it's important to stay in shape in France because I find it's quite a superficial country. In Australia, you can be excused for being fairly fleshy and big and shapeless. We would say amorphous. We say like women and most men now in Australia have a sort of pear shape. They're narrow at the top and they sort of bulge out down south. That's because Australia is now the fattest population, with 1 in 3 being obese and the other 2 most likely overweight. I can't find clothes that fit me in Australia, just to prove the point. But in France, you have to be thin, or you have to be indoors. That's what I've noticed. You don't see overweight or obese people walking in the streets here. I imagine it's because they're too ashamed to leave the house, which probably only makes them a bit fatter. But I don't know. I don't know any fat French people because I haven't met any yet, because I just think they don't go out. But they don't have to be scared of me. I'm used to fat people. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.